welcome back to my channel. We are back with Taeyong, Rock Solid featuring Anderson .Paak. I am so excited to see what Taeyong has been up to. Let's go ahead and get started. Ooh, interesting.
Making them dance, turn up the tension. I'll be taking a chance. I'll make them shake it up. Yeah, move your stance. I'm getting
the bass is so nice.
Rushing like she double tap, 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 tap. Got each other and I just turn up the bass. Who the dirty story, the pen and the past. There I go, aggravating, I'm making them mad. When it is solid, this ain't a trend or a fast. They try to stop it. What would you worry about opinions when you're this pumping? You know I had to press the button. I'm a lot of options. She's something, she's some shit good option. I'm tired of done it cause I done put too much work in to let you come and knock off a good thing. Now if I left it to y'all, I know you're plotting on an early grave for me. No thanks, hey, I'm rock solid. Wait, let me hold it down. I'm rock solid. From my feet to my crown, I'm rock solid. Hey, you know where I've been. I'm rock solid. I guess down. I'm rock solid. Back with the bosses, back in the office, laughing at offers, cutting my losses.
I love that rhythmic change there.
Using your noggin, I need my profit. Wide in the margins, I'm such a Martian. Actually, Sergeant, youngin' salute me. You just a goofy. Won't you go get your straws? I got the juice. Dust off my shoulders, blame it all on my barber. But I get that a gig and I guess I could. You don't get to play, it's my time. I was supposed to be this anymore. You see, it's out the confident, I can admit it's not for me. Stepping over them, I don't get no apologies.
Excuse me.
Ever since my first, I've been rock solid. Too much work in to let you come and knock off a good thing. Now if I left it to you,
I like the change in instrumentation.
For me. No thanks, hey, I'm rock solid. Wait, let me hold it down. I'm rock solid. From my feet to my crown, I'm rock solid. Hey, you know what I please, I'm rock solid. I guess down, I'm rock solid. You all in the cockpit, bugging the pilot. Why would I crash out? Call me your highness. I beg your pardon. Do you know what you started? Winning regardless, cause I've been rock solid. You know I gotta stay rock solid. From my feet to my crown, I'm rock solid. You know I ain't that rock solid. I guess down, I'm rock solid. Yeah, you already know I'm rock solid.
Okay. So here's the deal. I always preface this because I feel like it's important to see where I'm coming from on this, and I never want to like be untruthful or anything like this. I'm not a big rap fan. I'm not. It's not anything against rap or the genre. I think that there are a lot of incredible rappers out there. Sometimes I do like some styles of rap and sometimes I don't. In this particular one, it's interesting because I really enjoyed all of the rhythmic elements and like the lyricism within there, but like it's kind of the instrumentation that I wasn't enjoying. I think one of the reasons, you know, the more that I listen to different rap and that kind of thing is that when something tends to be repetitive, like over and over and over, I don't necessarily like that. And I think sometimes that happens in rap because they just put something over a beat and like there's not a whole bunch of change in the instrumentation. Like there was here, like towards the middle end, a change in the instrumentation. And then that made me like, oh, I like this, you know, that kind of thing. So this is just a me thing. You know, you guys are of course entitled to your opinion and you can love whatever genre you love, but it just like is to help you understand where some of my opinions are coming from. The bass in this though, that bass was so nice. I really enjoyed that at the beginning. It just towards the end, I was kind of tired of it. But what I did love about this is the rhythmic elements and changes throughout the entire song. I think first and foremost, I love a collab like this where the two, you know, when we first started seeing like collabs in the K-pop world, it was, you know, they would just do like one verse, right? With that would be it. And they would oftentimes be like in another room or not even filming together or anything like that. I love how now more and more artists are collabing and they're doing it in person. And it's not to say that those old collabs were bad. They weren't. I just prefer this. I think the interaction is more genuine, and then you can really create that music together and that connection, and I think that's really special. So it's something that I really love. So I love how they were in the same room together, how they were interacting, how you just saw like this storyline come through here, and it just really made a lot of sense that way. So I really enjoyed that aspect. And then I loved how different their rap styles were from one another. So again, that's creating more difference, which is something that I really love. And so that was really nice. Especially I noticed, in that kind of second verse, changing up the rhythm. I loved when Taeyong did his fast rap, and I also love when Anderson Peck did his kind of like rhythmic changes and it was a little faster, that kind of thing. And then obviously the lyricism was top tier. I loved it. A couple of the lyrics I wrote down is, when you this solid ain't a trend or a fad. I thought that was really interesting because I feel like so often, especially idols who rap, they get so much hate for being in an idol group. But it's just like, why do you have to, like, why are you hating on that? I've never really understood that. So it's like, for me, like, Taeyong has always been such like an incredible artist, and he like can do so many different things. Why would he only limit himself to rap? I feel like that sometimes like idol rappers get a bad rap for that, like because they are, so good at so many different things. And so I think a lot of times they get hate because it's more, people think that it sounds more generic, or I don't even understand their reasoning, really. I've seen this, and it's not just like Taeyong, it's like a lot of idol rappers, when they've gone on like different TV shows or things like that, and just like wanting to improve their craft or like show their ability and that kind of thing, and they just always get kind of ragged on, and I've never kind of understood that thing. So maybe if you guys who have a little more knowledge about that kind of rap culture, you guys could fill me in on why that seems to be such a big thing. But I've always thought of music as there's always someone who's going to be better than you. You're never going to be always at the top. Someone is always going to come up. They're always going to be better than you. They're going to have different things and different skills than you can do. So like for me, for example, when I was growing up and I was doing like musical theater and things like that, I'm a mezzo soprano. So the roles that are for me, like in the musical theater world or like in the opera world, tend to be like roles that are not the main lead, right? And I, at some point in my career, I just accepted that and I embraced it. And then when I embraced that, I got to do a lot more things, outside of kind of that, me thinking that I could do XYZ when I just couldn't, because like my voice didn't fit that, or, this and that. And also but then I had to think about, the like all of the mezzo sopranos around me are so talented. So, some of them obviously have a lot more experience than me, and some of them have less experience than me, and some of them are really good at French, and like, some of them are really good at Italian, and maybe I'm good at German, that kind of thing. So it's one of those things where I've never understood that. So I'm hoping you guys can kind of fill it in. But it just felt like in this song, both of them were kind of, talking a lot about, people have their eyes on me and they envy me, and so because of that, then you kind of talk down at me. I guess that's what I was kind of getting from that, and just they were reminding everyone of they are rock solid. Like, it doesn't matter pretty much what you do. Like, I'm solid in who I am and my beliefs and what's happening, and it doesn't matter really what's going on. So that was my interpretation of this song, and I really enjoyed that aspect. I definitely think that I need to go back and like delve into the lyrics a little bit more, because I think that's important in rap. And when you kind of do like an initial reaction like this, you don't always pick up everything, right? So I can pick up on like the instrumental changes and some rhythmic changes and things like that. But because especially in rap, lyrics go by so quickly, not all rap, but in this particular one, it's one of those things where it's just like, oh, like, what am I missing here kind of thing, right? And so that's what I always try to do especially when I'm listening to rap music, because, you know, on my channel, I really focus on, you know, even if you don't like music, you should be able to express, you know, certain kinds of music. You should be able to express things that are good about it and things that you don't like. And you should have, like, be able to form these opinions rather than just saying, I don't like it. And so I continue to work on that, you know, even though I've been listening to all of this kind of stuff for a really long time. So I continue to grow and change and kind of form different opinions. And I think that's, you know, important. And I just really loved how, again, I love their interactions. And then I also love how they did kind of like a sing-songy kind of part in the middle with the Rock Solid. They did it at the end too. And again, because I'm a vocalist, I really like those parts. So it was just nice to hear that aspect too. So overall, I really enjoyed this song, but I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on this. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite part in the song or the MV? Mine, like I said, I loved those rhythmic changes. It was just so nice to hear the differentiation in their raps. And they did like several different like rhythmic changes. So, you know, that was what made it like really interesting to me. So tell me your guys' thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
See you want me, and now you're alive, and I'm just a